Okay, welcome guys back to my channel. I am Jennifer Wren from A to Z Crafty Crafters. I'd like to first of all thank all my subscribers for following me and subscribing to my channel, all the newies. I appreciate that very much. Also today I thought I'd come on because I haven't posted a video for a little while. Like, things have been pretty hectic and pretty busy at the moment, and it's quite hot here too in Australia, so my computer plays up in the heat. I had sat down to do some designing of different templates to make necklaces. I know it's getting a little bit away from the paper beads, but that is fine. I don't mind doing that. I like to be experimenting, and yeah. And this is not my actual design. I seen this on Pinterest. It was done with polymer clay, and I thought, oh my gosh, I so love that. So I don't think it's quite exactly to how it was done there, but I sat down and I fiddled around and drew out what I thought would be a good design for a necklace. So this is it here. That's the one that we'll be working on today, but this is the one that I've yet to put together, but we'll put this one together today. So that's it. I quite like that idea, and from that same sort of principle I did a number of different ones, and I'll share that as I go along with different things. So these are another 2-3 pieces in there that I've done. So we'll get to that at another time. But if you go over to JJ's Paper, Beads, Buddies and More, description will be in the description. When I do a new video, whether it's on YouTube, because I send it over to the group, I always put templates of what I do, that anybody can use for their own use. You can use it to make your things and sell them, but you just don't sell the templates, because that belongs to me. But I like to share what I do, and I also share it into another group too, Bonnie's Creative Designs. I also share that in their group also. So anyway, we'll get started. I've cut out my little things to cut it all back a little bit easier to do. So I've used recycled cardboard. That's all I do. Just all recycle. I don't go out and buy anything, because I just love the designs of some of the girls that do with polymer clay, but sometimes people can't afford that sort of thing. So I thought, well, I know I can't afford it, but I had put a list in for Easter and Mother's Day, and I've got a late Christmas present coming to me, and it's also with I said I wanted some polymer clay, but we'll see with my kids, see if they'll come up with that. And with the papers I'm using, they're what do you call them, wallpaper. So that one there will be wallpaper. This one here was wallpaper, and that's this piece here. And these were given to me by a good friend in Australia also. She does the upcycling thing too, as much as what I do, and I'll put her YouTube channel also in the description, so you can check out what she does. She uses wood though. She does a lot of woodwork. I've got to try and figure out now which way I go. That way. So I'm just going to put them all together. she uses pallets and whatever she can get her hands onto and makes up wooden stuff. And Vonnie is like me. She uses recycling stuff also, so she enjoys it. And she has a YouTube channel too. I'll place her YouTube channel in there also. I did put her, I tried to get her Facebook thing in there, but somehow it wouldn't work for me, so I'll just put her YouTube in there, and she'll have her Facebook connected with that. And usually with anybody that joins my paper beads site, I encourage them also to go ahead and join hers, because we sort of work together, her and I. So I'm just putting these together, and I'm just using a spatula thing for panel beading. I've got a couple of those from my son, who's a panel beater. I got them off him. Just making sure I've got all the edges glued. And when you're doing this, you need a fingernail file, a nail fingernail file, and I've got plenty of those, because I used to do nail techniques at some stage years and years ago, so I had heaps of files left over, so I just use them for my craft. I don't do my nails. So that's that one done to dry. So I'll run this one around too. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe, but don't forget to press the like button, because I was told that if you subscribe, the number counts, but then if you don't press the like button, it sits dormant until you do watch a video or press the like button. So and I was at fault at that too, so I go back with ones that I can remember that I subscribe to, and I go in and I make sure I press that like button, because the numbers count for that person to build their channel. Some folk do it for quite a professional reason. I don't. I just enjoy what I'm doing. I'm not a professional at this sort of thing, but I love doing what I do. As I've said in other videos, this is my medicine. I can't take painkillers, that sort of stuff. So I just use my craft to distract my mind away from pain. And it does work, surprisingly. It really does work. Sometimes it gets a little bit much and I can't deal with things, but most times it's pretty good. It does work. So this is just more enjoyment of what I do, and I just love to see people's comments, as long as they're nice, because I have had some that weren't so nice, because I keep going out of alignment, or my camera's not real good, but I know it's not real good. It's pretty old. I've got to get a new one at some stage. But at the moment, there's more important issues, medical things I need to consider before I think of buying a new camera, but it gets me by. It's just a hobby that I'm doing it for. If it was more professionally, yes, I would definitely have to buy a new camera, but this gets me by. So that's all I do with that. And then I'll set it aside to dry. And for bows a little bit, I sit it underneath a pile of books to straighten it out. So that's what I've done there, and this is what I've got here. Okay, so I'll punch my holes out when I've got all that done, and I'll put those aside on level ground or level shelving so that they will straighten out a bit there. So now I've done this. So now the next thing is, after you do that, you file all around your pieces. So we'll put that away, then I'll file. I just got to keep an eye on the time because I need to pick my daughter up from work. Because at the moment we've got one car and she lives about 20 kilometres, I think, from where I am, or close to that mark. And there's only one car at the moment because mine's in the garage. Still having some problems with it. So I'm just filing to make sure that it's all level, very smooth, like it's very smooth all round there. So that's all I'm doing this for, to get the smoothness to it. And when I've got it all smooth, I will then put either acrylic paint, Nico pen or felt pen around the sides of it to match the paper. But I had some trouble trying to match the blue, so the blue's not going to be exactly like, I could have went white, I guess, in which I might do that. I'll get this organised and I'll pause it and I'll go and get some white paint. And I haven't got any on hand here. No, so I'll have to pause it and go and get some white paint. Never thought of that. I just used got a Nico pen. And that's pretty well. So then I'll file back down and it takes off all those little hairy bits then. As you can see there, it just takes all that off from my filing. Makes it a lot more smoother. It's nice and smooth. I won't do both of these on here. I'll just do the one and then I'll go to putting the other together, because you repeat the same process with this. That's why I thought I'd do as much as I could on one and show you guys how I put it together. And I haven't put it together yet, so this is my first try at doing this. So I'm hoping it will work out. I hope everybody's doing well and keeping safe. So I'm sort of doing some shortcuts with it at the moment because of getting my daughter from work. So that's got that one nice and smooth. Get all the dust off there. And then you just repeat the same process with this one here too. So you just repeat the same process all the way around with that. The punch holes, I used my big crocodile, my great big boy, I always call this. I had this for my journaling. Otherwise, you can get out by using a nail, hammering a nail through. I used to do that with my journals and that sort of thing, with a nail and a hammer and all those sort of things. Or you can buy these. I got these from the dollar store, and they come in 3 different sizes, where this one's only a little small punch hole, so you can use those. So I'm just going to pause this and go and get some white acrylic paint. So I've just got white paint here, and it's from the dollar store. I don't buy anything that's of value. Everything's in my price line is what I can afford. And then to glaze it, use what you've got. I use UV resin. I buy it from Temu, which is very reasonable price. It just puts a nice gloss shine to it. So I'm just learning as I go using the resin. So I'm just going to put this on here. Oh, there's only white liquid coming out of that. It's been used for a little while. I'll have to shake it up. So you just use what you got. I have used this on all my paper beads, if I can get it without tipping it over too much because the lid's loose. I've used that. It's just clear for varnish, wood varnish. It's really good. It's got an acrylic sort of finish to it. I've used that on my paper beads. So I'm just going to put a little bit on that. Then I just rub it around. I most probably will have to put a couple of layers on this. No, I shouldn't have to. And just make sure I haven't got it sort of lumpy on the sides. I just rub my fingers along there. That should be quite good. I have used the acrylic paint and everything along other things. I've did coasters, that sort of thing, and that's also on my channel. If you look through, you'll find coasters that I've used it on. I think that's got it all the way around there. It looks pretty good. If it needs a touch up, I'll do that before I add my my UV resin, if I need to do a touch up, but I think it'll be pretty okay. So I'll sit that aside now to dry, and I need something to wipe my hands, but anyway, it shouldn't come off. I did have some. Oh yes, I have. I always keep nappy wipes handy for this simple reason, just to wipe up my mess I have. As you see, I don't use a paintbrush, I just use the fingers. They were made before forks and knives and spoons. So, okay, now, while that's drying, I'll just play around with this so that I can put the covers on that, and then we can move on to putting the other one together. We've still got some time. Before going and getting my daughter. I thought I'd try and get it done today, because tomorrow I've got to take my big fur baby to the vet. She's got to have some tests done to see how she's going. She has breast cancer, quite aggressive one, I'm afraid. We'll have some tests done in the morning to see how, if it's hasn't gone to her liver and that sort of stuff, and if that's fine, we'll go ahead with surgery. Otherwise, I'll have to say goodbye to her. Which is going to be pretty sad, because she's my companion. And she's not a young girl, she's got a bit of age about her now, so. This shouldn't take too long to dry. We'll just see how we go with this. Just want to make sure I've got no little notches there. everything runs around nice and smooth, because I don't cut anything by machine, it's all done by hand. So there's not always an accurate cut. Because machines cost money, and I do have one. My mum bought me before she passed away, but I do it old school way, because I know there's a lot of people out there that don't have that sort of thing, and I just like to do it the old school way because it's not intimidating them. Of course, they haven't got a machine to do their cutting. That one needs to be filed about a bit more because I can see the it's better, because I don't want to see the piece in the middle that was sticking out. And I said that you don't always cut them to the exact thing, or I don't anyway. I'm sure others are the same. I'm trying not to lose my shape. Okay, so that one there's all sanded down. Now, yep, that one's all dry. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to glue this piece onto here, but you will have to sand this piece back too, because 90% of the time I've got it too big. And the glue I'm using is just normal PVA wood glue. Sorry. That's all I've ever used. I've never used anything else but PVA. If I'm doing anything, I don't use Mod Podge. I use PVA and water. It's the same thing. Does the same job. As I said, I use everything to the cheapest, so people are not going out buying stuff to able to do their craft. They can use whatever they got around the home. And that's the best thing with working with paper and recycling. You just use what you've got. It doesn't so it doesn't cost anything to. Oh wow, I did pretty good cutting with that one. Well, that's a surprising, that is. I didn't do a bad job of that one. Usually I've well and truly out of whack. So that's that one there. I'll make sure I get all the glue out, all my air bubbles, and that out of that. Well, surprisingly. So I'm just going to use a little hole punch here before so I know where my hole is. Okay, so now I'll do the other piece on the back of that. But I will run my file around to make sure there's nothing that's hanging over. And then I'll just get my paint on my tip of my finger and just run it back around. See, that piece there needs filing, it's hanging over there. And run it back around. Piece on there. Oops. I hope you guys didn't hear that. Katrina's playing up a little bit, and that's my stoma. So if you hear me say, "Stop, Katrina," you know I'm talking about my stoma, and I hope you don't hear the growling of it sometimes. It's just growling a bit, so I apologise for that if you do hear it. I just need to wipe that. It's got a bit of dust on it. So now I just need to put my holes back in again. And I hope my computer's here. Oops. I hope that didn't go black on my whole video, because my screen just went black. It's getting a bit hot. I may have to pause and hopefully come back later. We'll see how it goes. I don't want it to need to knock that piece out. Okay, that's got that out. Okay. So all I do then, I'll have to be careful with this because it's still a little bit damp. I have a finer file somewhere, or I did have, here we go, sorry I'm stretching across. And I'll just use a fine file and I'll just run it around to take off the excess paper that's hanging over. As you can see, there's a little bit of hanging over there, so I think that was the only part where it was hanging. That looks pretty good. So I'll turn it over and do the other side the same. A little bit there that was hanging over. And I'll just go around with my finger then with a little bit of paint to fix it up. A little bit there that's hanging over. A bit on that side. Bit down there. It's only the tiniest little hair piece, but I do not want it there. I want it gone. So it's smooth all the way around. Okay, that's got that done. So what I'll do then with the white paint again, just very smidgy around. Again with some white paint. Without putting paint where it's not supposed to go. Just rub it around. It is a lot better if it's dried properly, the glue off the paper, but this piece will be for me, this piece of jewellery, so it's not going to really faze me any. And the first one I've got to put together, I'll send that to my daughter. So that's all I do, and then that's it. Then I will set it all to dry, and then I will go over it then with my UV resin or of your choice of varnish you would like to use. So I'll put that aside to dry. I'll get rid of that, and then I'll put my other piece together so you can see it put together. So put that aside. So this is the one we're going to put together. So I've got all my pieces here. I've got my chain, my clasp, my little dangle I want there, and some jump rings. I was putting it together. So the plies, the tools I'll be using will be my cutters. They're flush cutters, and my pointy nose. I need 2 of those, of my pointy nose pliers, and my round nose pliers somewhere here, and a pair of round nose pliers. And if I need to use these, I will use them. That sort of helps you get in a bit closer with the pieces. So first off, I'm going to use my pointy nose pliers, and I'm going to twist it to me and from me like that action. Then I'm going to join, put that piece in there. I think these might have been a bit big, maybe. I put a couple of sizes out. I just wasn't sure. What would be the best size? Got to find the opening. There it is. Oops. See if it'll go through there. That might be a better fit, I think. So I'll use these ones here. Make sure I got it closed up properly. Yep. Then I'll use another one. I may have to get another cup out. I thought I had them all out, but I couldn't do. A little bit unorganised. I know I did tip the tray up last night on the floor, but obviously I didn't pick them all up. Obviously. So put that one, see how we go. It looks pretty cool. Bring that in. Make sure we're level. Okay, those ones are a bit big, so we won't use them. I need some smaller ones. I think that's the size I used. Oh my lord, I can't think. I think that was the one I used. But anyway, we'll sit those there. These are the little smaller ones that I used. So that one's a bit big. Don't want a big one. Find the opening. And I'll put them through here. Hopefully these ones will fit. I do have the holes back a bit further than what I'm supposed to have. And I really don't think they're going to. No, okay. I have to use the bigger ones on those ones. That's okay. They'll be fine. As I said, you just use what you have. Okay, I might need another big one on that one. Because I know this one I did put my holes back a bit further than I was supposed to. That's the wrong size of. It's the wrong size. That ring's thicker. Okay, take that one back out. Oh goodness, that ring's a little bit thicker than the other one, so I'll remove that one back out and try another one. Whoops. Okay. Oh, that's better. It's the same size jump ring, same thickness or gauge, whatever you want to call it. Okay, so now I've got those ones done there. Now what I'm going to do is join this to that. So I'm going to use, might use a small, we'll see. As I said, this is my first try at this. I'm going to open it up. Now I want to put that one through there. Grab hold of it. Whoops. And then the other side through that one. And hopefully it will sit properly. Oh my goodness, I can't even see. Because I'm sweating and that my glasses are fogging up from the heat. Okay, we'll see how that sits before I do the next one. Yes. Perfect. Okay. So we'll use another one. That size ring I used. Might have been that one I used. Yeah, that size. So put that side in there, and then I'll get that one on the opposite. Close it up and hopefully it will sit. Now we'll see how that sits. Huh. Well, there you go. Upside down. Okay. How cool is that? What did I do? Okay. Undo. Might undo the big one. Might be easier. Just a twinch. Take it off there. Undo the other side. If I can find the opening. Trial and error. There's my opening. And you want to take that one off. Okay, we need to sit at that side. So that one will have to go like that. Yep, that's got it. Now we're right. Okay, now we're on a roll. Put that one back in. Come on, Charlie, work with me. You come out, you've got to go back on. Come on. Come off, so you've got to go back on. Okay, now this one I'm going to put down there. Well, now we got it. And I pulled that one apart. Lazy me. Okay. So, go that way. Then I've got my little dangle piece will go down here. So I need a jump ring down there. So that one might be big enough. hopefully. Yes, I think that one will be fine, because I want to wire wrap that one. So I'm just going to bend that over like that, and then I'm going to, don't want a big loop, I'll go that side because that loop's a little bit smaller. Then I'll bring it back over the top like that, and then I'm going to wrap it around, just wrap it around a couple of times like that, and I'll cut that off. And when you're doing that, I should have grabbed it like that with a flat nose pliers so that you don't mark your wire that you're twisting around. I didn't put so much pressure on that, so it didn't mark. So I'm just going to cut that off. And then I will push it in. I need to hold that, and my other pliers, so I can make sure there's no Sharpie pieces around that's going to catch on anything. Okay, so now we're going to add to the bottom. I was going to put paper beads on this, but I couldn't find any paper beads that I've done the colour to match, so then I just chose to use other beads. So I would have loved to use my paper beads, but I just didn't have the colour. But I have got blue, so okay. So there's our little dangly piece there. Now I need to add my chain, which I'm going to have to use some bigger chain there. So my bigger jump rings. To go in there. Cut my chain. I sort of roughly measured the chain last night, but I might have to undo that chain a little bit, because otherwise it's going to be a fraction small. Okay, I'm just going to have to so this one's got to come off, otherwise it's not going to be the same size. There's mine. Okay. There. Then I'll need another one that size. Okay, now we've got our chain. Oh, I do like this. So now I'm just going to add, and I've just got a piece of chain I've added to this last night, and I've just got normal little bead on the end for an extension in case it doesn't fit my daughter's neck. Maybe better if I take that off. Because I'm not sure how she, how tight or how loose she wants it. So that's that one. Then I'll add this one too. Okay, then we'll close it up. Okay, now we'll get rid of all my little bits and pieces so we can have a look at it. All these out of the road. There's all my bits and pieces, and there we go. Up there. So how cool is that? I really like that. So let us know what you think, guys. I think it turned out quite well. A little extension chain there. I do like that. I sort of didn't know how it would work, how it would turn out. It was just, yeah, something I haven't done before. I just had it in my head what I wanted done, and what it would look like. So I do like that. Yeah, very pretty. Okay, thank you guys. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and press that like button. And leave a comment. I love to hear what you guys have to say. So God bless. Please stay safe. And as I said, you will get the template. These templates, I'll mark it out on paper. And then you will get that in my paper bead group. Okay, God bless. Please stay safe. And I'll catch you next time. Bye.